Hello student, in this lecture we will study the chapter number 17. Now we will see teacher's name and student name. Teacher's name Ricky Braithwaite, the narrator of the story. Gillian Blanchard, a new teacher. Mrs. Dale Evans, domestic science teacher. Mr. Florian, the headmaster of Glenslade School, London. Jackie Davis, she is a teacher. Hackman, Euphema Phillips, Selma Drew, Theo Watson, Clinty, drama and art teacher. Mr. Bell, physical education teacher. These are the name of teacher. Next point, the student's name. Denham, Jacqueline Binder, Buckley, Patrick Furman, T. Jackson, Moira Joseph, Monica Page, Palmer, Barbara Peg, Potter, Jane Purcell, Sapiano, Lawrence, Seals, Pamela Dere. These are the names of students. A class had about 40 students, boys and girls. Now we will see chapter number 17, page number 181. The half yearly report of the student council was on November 15th and was one of the important days in the calendar of Grenslade School. I had heard quite a deal about this occasion and became as excited as the children as the day approached. It was entirely their day, arranged, presented, and controlled by them. I observed the activity of my class as they prepared for it, nothing with pride, the business like way in which tasks were allocated and fitted into a neat program. There were whispered conference with members of other classes in the arrangement of it. On that day, there was no assembly. The children arrived smartly dressed and polished, and Miss Joseph and Denham, who seems to be the important official for the occasion, moved about among their colleagues, ensuring that each one was ready to play his or her part. In this paragraph, the half yearly report of the student council was on November 15th. It was one of the most important days of Grenslade School. The narrator was very happy. The student arranged, presented, and controlled all activity of the day. The narrator observed the activity of his class student and felt a sense of deep pride. On that day, there was no assembly. The student looks like very sweet. Miss Joseph and Denham moved about among their colleagues to ensure that each one was ready to play his or her part. Next paragraph. A bell was rung at 10 a.m. and everyone troop means gather into the auditorium to sit together in class. Miss Joseph and Denham, the two most senior students, sat on the stage. One, one on each side of Mr. Florian, who, as soon as everyone was seated and silent, stood and addressed the school. He spoke at length, reiterating the aims and policy of the school and of the important contribution each child could make to the furtherance. Furtherance means interest. Of those aims, he gave praise wherever it was indicated, but insisted that there was yet a great deal to be done by themselves towards a general improvement in contact cleanliness and the pursuit of knowledge. As I listened, I realized that this man was in no way remote from his school. His remarks all show that he identified himself with it and everyone in it. He then wished them success with the council meeting and left the stage to tremendous applause. In this paragraph, the bell rang at 10 a.m. Each student entered the auditorium and took their seats. Miss Joseph and Denham, the two most senior students. Mr. Florian was the headmaster of the school. Mr. Florian, the headmaster, spoke in detail read the aim policies of the school and the important contribution each child could make to further those aims. He praised the students for the good work. The narrator becomes aware of the feel that the headmaster was very much attached with every activity of the school and regarded himself one with it. Next paragraph. Things now move quickly into gear. First, Miss Joseph stood up and gave a short explanation of the council's purpose and its activities. Each class would report through its representative on the study pursued during the half year which began after Easter, a representative having been chosen for each subject. When all the classes had completed their reports, a panel of teachers will be invited to occupy the stage and answer questions from the body of the hall on matters arising out of the various reports. The selection of the panel, as with everything else, was entirely at the discretion of the children, and no members of the staff knew either how many or which student would be invited to sit. The report began with the lowest and youngest class first. These were mainly 12 years old who had joined the school the previous summer. Most of them were shy and rather frightened at standing up before the entire school, but nevertheless they managed it credi- creditable. They had been newly introduced to the difficulties of seeking information for themselves, so their report was understandable, rather short. In this paragraph, Miss Joseph and Miss Joseph stood up and gave a short explanation of the council. Class Each class had to report through its representative on the studies pursued during the half year after Easter. One representative having been chosen for one subject. All classes will be given the chance to complete their reports. A panel of teachers will be invited to come on stage and answer a questions on matter arising out of the various report. The selection of the panel was entirely at the discretions of the children, and no members of the staff knew which the teacher would be invited to sit. The reports began with the lowest or youngest class first. The report These were the 12 years old and very were shy and frightened to stand up before the entire school, but still they somehow managed to do so. Their report was rather short and got over quickly. Next paragraph. The class after class was represented, and it was obvious means clear, that with each succeeding terms there was a marked development in their ability to express themselves. Much of the work was rather elementary, but to them it looms large because they understood it as something of its relationship to themselves. Throughout all the reports, the emphasis was on what they understood rather than on what they were expected to learn. When the turns of my school came, I sat up and anxiously. From the list he held in his hand, Denham called out the name of the representative together with the subject on which they would report. In this paragraph, each class got a chance to read their report. There was a marked development in their ability to express themselves. Much of their works was rather basic, but then it was something very important. The emphasis of each report was on what they understood rather than on what they were expected to learn. When the turn of Braithwaite's class and read the report, he became very quiet and silent, as well as Braithwaite sat up and anxiously. Potter, arithmetic. Sapiano, nature study. Miss Pegg and Jackson, geography. Miss Dare and Furman, physiology. Miss Dodd, history. Denham, PT and games. Miss Joseph, domestic science. Next paragraph. I felt terribly pleased and proud to see the confidence courtesy with which Denham used to term Miss in addressing each of the senior girls. I felt sure that this word in itself be something for the younger ones to aim at, a sort of bliss of the of young adulthood. As their names were called, they walked up to the stage and took their seat with commendable gravity. Miss Joseph then gave a short address. She said that their lesson had particular bias towards the brotherhood of mankind, and that they had been learning through each subject how all mankind was interdependent in spite of a geographical location and difference in color, races, and creed. Then she called on Potter. Potter went on to speak of the work they had done on weight and measure of the relationship between the kilogram and the pound, the meter and the foot. He said that throughout the world, one or other of those two methods was either in use or understood, and that is it was symbol of the greater understanding which was being accomplished between people. Sapiano spoke of the study the class had made of paste, especially black rot on wheat, ball weevil on cotton, and Colorado beetle on potatoes. He showed how many countries had pooled their knowledge and result of research on the behavior, breeding habits, and migration of these pests, and were gradually reducing the threat, and they represented to these important products. Miss Pegg and Jackson divided the report on geography between them. Jackson spoke first on the distributions of minerals, deposits, and vegetables produce over the earth's surface. How a country rich in one was often deficient in the other, and of the interchange and interdependence which inevitably followed. Miss Pegg dealt with human relationships, tracing the problems facing the post-war world for feeding, clothing and housing its population. She also made a reference to the thousands of refugees, stainless and unwanted, and to the effort and programs UNICEF Furman, as usual, had trumped card up his sleeve. When called, he made signal to someone of stage, and Wells of Ellison appears bearing a skeletal between them together with a short gallows. In this paragraph, Denham used the term Miss to address each of senior girls, which made the narrator feel extremely pleased. As their names were called, they walked up to the stage and took their seats with commendable. Commendable means praiseworthy. Gravity. Gravity means seriousness, importance. Miss Joseph Point covered in her report. Her report covered the subject of domestic science. She emphasized on their lesson has a particular inclination towards brotherhood of mankind. They had been learning through each subject how all mankind was interdependent in spite of the geographical location and different in color, races, and creeds. The second student to read his reports was Potter. His subject was mathematics. He spoke of the work they had done on weight and measure. He focused on relationship between kilogram and pounds, the meter and foot. He added, saying that throughout the world, one or other of those two methods was either in use or understand. It was symbol of greater understanding which was being accomplished by people. Sapiano spoke on nature study. He spoke on the study the class had made of paste, especially black wrought on wheat, ball, weevil on cotton, and Colorado beetle on potatoes. He showed how many countries had pooled their knowledge and result of research of the behavior, breeding habits, and migration of this pest were gradually reducing the threats they represented to these important products. Miss Peck and Jackson divided the report of geography between them. First, Jackson spoke on the spoke on distributions of minerals deposits and vegetables produce over the earth's surface. A country rich in one was often deficient in the other. Interchange means exchange, and interdependence and inevitably followed. Inevitably means avoidless. Mrs. Peggs dealt with human relationship stress on the problems facing post-war world for feeding, clothing, and housing its population made a reference to the thousands of refugees stateless and unwanted efforts and programs of UNICEF for them. Now we will see next point tomorrow.